Good evening everybody, and welcome to Dangerous Monday. And thank you for the host, DJ Truthsayer. Timed that absolutely perfect, I think. Welcome. It has been a hell of a week. Oh, I can't read the chat. What the hell? DJ Raid! Awesome sauce. I do like the DJ Raids. I'm going to go to a bit of a different screen at the moment because things are a bit different today. You'll notice I've gone a bit pro. Oh yeah, I've gone a bit pro. Wait a minute, I'm not quite set up properly here. Let's just sort that out. There we go. I'm all green screened up. That screen wasn't meant to be in the corner there. Yeah, so I've gone a bit posh. Nothing's working on the other screen, hang on. So yeah, it's been a hell of a couple of weeks. Apologies for last week, anyone who wasn't expecting me to, well, anyone who's expecting me to be around last week. I was planning on being here, but the lurgy took over. Nice new toy to play with. Yeah, it's not actually a new toy, it's quite old, but what I've done, I have spent this last few days trying to get things a little bit more geared towards streaming, which is what I really want to try and do a lot of the time. Truthsayer! Woo! Yeah, so that's the big thing I've been trying to do, is getting this this whole green screen thing sorted out. There's a bit of green on there. The things I have a very, very small office, so one of the things that I'll have a ton of fun with green screen effects. I'm hoping so. But yeah, it's been a bit different. So what I was going to do, I was going to start. I'm actually still in the middle of eating my dinner, I'm afraid. So I do apologise, but I'm going to eat this while it's warm and while I'm talking. But essentially, tonight's idea, I didn't have a clue what I was going to do. So that what I might do this evening. Hang on a sec. Ugh. What I might do this evening is have a bit of an overview of green screening, especially on a budget. And then getting some elite. I know it's going to be a bit of a pain in the bum me chewing, but I haven't eaten all day and I'm quite hungry, so I'm going to eat as much as I can while I'm starting this off, and then hopefully while the bit of stuff. Okay, so it's going to be a while before I can do that, I'm afraid. Permanent high noise in the background sound. Yeah, that's probably the PC kicking its own ass. I can't do anything about it. I think someone says that every single week of stream. There's a high noise in the background, and yes, it's the PC fans. They just, every time I run something at the moment, they just seem to kick into high gear all the time. I've tried cleaning it out, I've tried opening the case and brushing out all the inside of the PC to see if I can get some decent air movement. I've moved the PC to somewhere where it can actually get a bit more space into air, because it was under the desk at one point, which did muffle the sound a bit more than it used to, but I'm going to have to move it out the way at some point and put it somewhere maybe a bit secret, but I don't have any cables long enough. Yeah, as I say, Gil, so it's not a priority at the minute to sort of look at doing Star Trek RPG stuff with the plans. The plans are amazing. I've had a quick look through them in the last couple of weeks, and they're stunning. But the problem I've got is I don't actually have anywhere in this office that's big enough for me to roll them out properly. So I'm kind of rolling them into a bit and sort of looking at them like a scroll. So, interesting. I would have said it was something to do with drop frames or something, like my stream is detecting me as stopped and then it runs back to auto host in DJ, but I've not dropped any frames, so it can't be that. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to mush another bit of food. Ow. It's a good idea. Actually, Stimpy, I might do that. I'm going to go to this gaming stream, just say this. Pale Greenco is now hosting my stream. Oh, thanks, Pale Greenco. Wow, neat. Awesome sauce. Where was it? Oh, yeah. Am I filming in open? No, I don't play in open. I play in my own private group. If you want to join my private group, then you're welcome to have an invite. The name for it is Selezen Lake, but I don't play in open. Particular reason is I don't want to play with griefers, and I have no way of controlling the griefers. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I could do to try and reduce the noise, but it's taking things apart scares me. I used to be really good at the hardware, so if I could strip a PC down and rebuild it in an hour. So, greenscreening. There are two things to remember about greenscreening. There's having a green screen that's clean, doesn't have any marks or any folds or any tears or anything in it, so it's nice and clean, and lighting. Now the lighting was the thing I couldn't get right, because this teeny tiny office of mine had no way to actually put a decent spotlighting or decent lighting out there. And the issue I've got is that there's not a lot of space behind me, as you've probably seen in streams I've done before, so it's difficult to try and get the green far enough back to make it not reflect onto my head. Now it's not perfect, but I think it's about as good as I'm going to get it. So what I've done is I've set up a second camera, so you can have a bit of a pan around the office, which you saw just probably at the start of the stream there. I see magic floating Lego. How's that? How's that? I can levitate Lego. How cool is that? Great, innit? You want to see an Asda bag in this? It's cool. But yeah, I've got a second camera set up here, which is obviously at the moment pointing at the stuff I have on the screen, so you can see my my setup. Apologies for the fisheye lens. I can't find any way of filtering the fisheye lens. The noise gate in OBS, I'm going to take a look at that, but I have quite a lot of problem with settings in OBS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look up. The fisheye lens is useful for that. Now up there are two IKEA lamps. Garzini, just the man. Two IKEA lamps, basically, you know, the uplighters that they sell. Two of them with the stems taken off and just cable tied to a couple of hooks, cup hooks, also from IKEA. So IKEA provides very good green screen setup. So I've got one on each side of the room, kind of pointing inwards. And what they do is they illuminate this, which is my green screen. Now, as you can see, this Garzini has literally just popped in at the right time, and thank you for the sub, Garzini. 5 months in a row. Jesus, it's been that long. Wow, scary ass. But yeah, so that was actually provided by Garzini himself. This is, you know, those advertising banners you get in conventions and trade shows and all that kind of stuff. It's one of them, just treated with a green material and a kind of low absorbency stuff on it to make it try not to reflect spot, not have any spot reflections on the material. I think Garzini can probably explain it a lot better than I can. But that's where it is. I mean, it's very, very close to the back, and this has always been the problem, that it's very, very close to the back of the monitor. This is the setup, by the way. This is my dinner. So the problem has always been getting the right amount of light, focus on the right place, at the short distance behind me where this green screen actually is. I mean, it's only about, what, 20 centimetres behind me. The distance between the chair and there is only about 5 or 6 centimetres if I swing it round. I mean, you can see how close that's getting there. Maybe you can, I don't know. But that's what it is, that's what it's like. So I'm going to switch that off again. So the thing that the green screen banner, I think, from what Garzini told me, it was quite expensive. But Garzini was kind enough to let me have it as a test. And this again is continuing that test to show you that it is actually working. So, for the rock bottom price of 2 IKEA lamps, the LCD. Ooh! And it's blue as well, that's clever. Nice, that means blue doesn't work either. Smart. What will that do? I wonder. Ooh, that's not looking healthy at all. Anyway, yes, so this is the successful test. So 2 IKEA uplighters mounted on the wall, pointing sort of across and down with daylight bulbs in them, and the green screen banner. So anything you've got that will do a green screen, whether it be a banner like this or something like that, you can get a fairly good green screen quality at a fairly decent budget. So that's not bad. I mean, you could get a green blanket or a green sheet or dye something green or just anything green, like a flag, the old Libyan flag for example would do. Drape it over something, drape it behind you, light it up properly, and it's fine. Lighting is the key. I've actually found that you can just use a folded sheet or a folded flag or something like that, even the fold marks in it, you can use that draped across a curtain rail or something like that across your room, and you can probably manage it. It's the lighting that you need to get right. As long as you've got consistent lighting across the whole thing, it'll work. But Garzini's help has been invaluable. It has given me the ability to do this. I'm not using the full length of pole either, which is most handy. But the problem with it is, if I show you the issue I've got, is that here's one end of it, right up hard against the wall, and there's the other end of it, right up hard against the cupboard. I mean, it literally just fits in the room, which is not great. So yeah, but it has to be that big, because any shorter than that and it would literally be off the edges. I mean, I could zoom this camera in and out and it would show you how crap it would be. In fact, let's do that. Let's have a look at some of the settings. So if I go into the camera settings themselves, configure video, and actually zoom it out a little bit, you'll see just how tight it is on there. I mean, that's quite tight in. So I've had to get the focusing quite well done. More food. That's just a bit of pure fat. I'll remove that. Bye bye. I found the halogen bulb wasn't bright enough. That's why I've gone with daylight bulbs. And it does work pretty well. I'm quite impressed with how good that looks. So it's neat. Yeah, I like it. But I'll cancel that. No. Oh no! What the hell have I done? I zoomed it way too far out. Boop, boop, boop. Save. Yeah, there we go. Oh, don't know what happened there. Yeah, thanks, Garzini. I'm feeling a hell of a lot better. Lurgy has pretty much gone. The only thing I've got left is a bit of a sinus infection, which just doesn't seem to want to clear up. So I'll be able to talk for a bit, but the fact that I'm eating is actually keeping my voice going. No, it's special fried rice, Dave's Craft. So if I show you other things that I've done, so I've got, this is your static image on the background, that works quite well, quite liking that. and this is the moving image on the background, which also works quite well. Yeah, sorry, I assume you're not English. The lurgy is illness, sickness, unwellness. I've had man flu for the last few days, or for the last week and a half, basically. I started off with a bit of a cold, so then I went and got my flu jab, and it made it twice as bad. And I also had 2 stomach bugs along the road as well, one last Wednesday and the one Wednesday before. So I'm just hoping I can keep it away from the lurgy for the next few days. Hoping to get back to work tomorrow, because I've been working from home since Thursday last week. And ill basically up until then. But hell of a week. Been a hell of a week. So, right. We're going to have this last bit of pork, take the fat off it, because that's ridiculous amount of fat. No. I'm not sure where it came from. I mean, I can't remember hearing it when I was in Scotland. I don't know if it's an English thing or if it's a Scottish thing that I've not noticed. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. But thank you. So, anyway, that was green screening. So if anybody else has any questions about green screening before I move on to the game, then by all means pop your question in. I'm quite happy to answer it. But essentially, I mean, I have to thank Garzini. Garzini has been a star as far as getting this sort of stuff sorted out. I'm just sorry it took so long to get it done. If I show you essentially what it looks like on the screen, it'll show you that the green screen and chroma capabilities of OBS are pretty good. So if I turn the chroma key off, I mean there's quite a lot of difference, but you can see that the background actually does manage, it doesn't have any hotspots of what's my fire evacuation plan? I don't have one. I will burn. If the green screen catches fire, I'm screwed, because my door is literally behind the screen. I have to jump out the window, which is over there, over a pile of crap. How much were the uplighters? That's a damn good question. So anyway, I'll just finish off what I was doing and I'll check him. But yeah, so that is the gradient of colour you've got with 2 uplighters, and OBS manages to filter out quite well if you get the settings right. So that's pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. Let's see. IKEA. No, go away. I think they're about 20 quid. Let me have a look. £5. 1 second. Pop it in the chat for you. There you go. It's the not uplighter, but it is an uplighter. It's not an uplighter. It is. So yeah, it's good energy rating, and as I say, I've put daylight bulbs. The actual daylight bulbs themselves are more expensive than the uplighters were, to be honest. But you can put any bulb in, and I think as long as you've got a fairly decent brightness bulb, it should be okay. Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, Garzini, I mean, I'm quite impressed with how well it's done it. I mean, this is literally a cheap-ass setup in front of me. I've got 2 uplighters that cost a £5, I've just found. 2 bulbs that cost, I think, £8 each. And a very, very close green screen behind me. So that's not bad. That's not bad. And the OBS is managing to trick out a lot of the stuff that's that you would think may cause a problem. Oh, must have rice. Rice. Could probably show you the bulbs as well if you want to know what bulbs I use. just put the bulb link in as well, because then you can know the exact thing. So it's that one. There you go. There's the bulbs as well. They are $7.49 each. I say one each for each lamp. Works quite well. So that's my green screen setup, really. I also have a set of LEDs, which I'm not using today because they're not plugged in, and I'm not actually sure where the plug is, which is a bit strange. Oh no, it's over there. It's all wrapped up in cables. But I have an LED strip. Just let me stick the other camera back on for a sec. An IKEA LED strip, just on there, on the edge of that table there, edge of that shelf. Sorry. That is mainly to illuminate me rather than anything else. Oops. But I'm not using it today because I think it works quite well the way it is. So I may use it in the future for things that may need more light on me, or if I'm doing reviews or stuff that's looking at things in front of me, and so on. Yeah, so like I say, if anybody's got any more questions about green screening, then by all means pop me a question in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer it. But shall we get this show on the road and let us fire up some games? I was quite surprised, and I must admit I've set this up today when I got back in from work, and I was hoping it would work well, but at least give me some idea. But I mean, I'm looking at this on quite a big screen, and it looks pretty good. And for the fact that this, I've now found they're £5 lamps, £5 uplighters with £7 bulbs. That's pretty cheap and pretty easy to maintain. If you blow a bulb, I mean, the halogen, the daylight bulbs are energy saving daylight bulbs, so they should last a good while. It was at 10,000 hours, and they're only going to get used when I'm green screening, so they should last years, like 5 years or something. I think is the guarantee on them. And obviously the screen itself, provided by the lovely Garzini. I don't know how much it would cost to buy it normally. If Garzini wouldn't mind hopefully popping a price in for how much this would cost, then you can get a rough idea how much this would cost to set up. So it's the cost of the banner plus the cost of the 2 lamps, and the cost of the bulbs, and then obviously the cost of the fittings. So the only fittings I've really used were a shelf, or 2 little shelves, and 4 cup hooks, basically. So pocket money. The fittings are pocket money. The shelves were a £5 each. The cup hooks came in a big pack for £2 from Aldi. And then it's just a bit of labour sticking them up. And as I said to you, just point it back up again so you can take a quick look. Yeah, there's an IKEA theme going on here because it's IKEA shelves as well. You can buy that shelf. It's the same as this shelf, but the smaller version. Basically, bought one shelf and 2 sets of end plates. Cut the shelf in half and then used each as a shelf. Now, you don't even have to do that, because what you could do without having to use the shelving idea is you could literally just take get one pack of those end brackets and then just cable tie, or there's little screw holes in them that might work actually. Either cable tie or screw your lamp to those. So it would cost, they're about a £5 each, if that. I think they're about £3.50 possibly, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. £3, £5, put it that way. So £5 for the shelf brackets, £5 for a light, £5 for a light. That's 15. The bulbs, that's another 15, so that's 30 quid. 30 quid, that's your lighting, sorry. Right, take that off. The green screen roller banner, £110. So there you go. So again, that's a fair bit of money, so thank you for that, Garcine. But again, like I said, you don't have to use the banner idea, or you could use a smaller banner. If you've got a banner you don't want to use anymore, or you know somebody's thrown one out, or there's a shop or a promotion that's got something going that's got a banner that's going to end up in the bin at some point, grab it off them. I mean, to get one half that size from various different places, it'll cost you about 20 quid. But it probably wouldn't be big enough, because this is what I mean, it's just big enough to get this narrow angle. So that'll be a big thing. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with the bed sheet. You can pick up a green screen cloth on Tinternet for about 20 quid. Then you can just build your own frame to put on it. It's actually probably, in my case, to be honest, now that I've got the lighting right, it might be worth giving the bedsheet idea or the flag idea a try again, because it might work a little better now that I've got the lighting sorted. I have enough poles from those lamps to be able to build a little frame which might work out quite nicely. So I might give that a try at some point and just experiment a little bit with it. You're quite expensive, aren't you? It might be. I mean, I was honestly, I've not really shopped at your place very much. I couldn't really tell you the truth of that. But even at that, I mean, even if you take that cost into account, 110 plus that's 140 quid altogether to have a pretty good green screen setup. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Because I've seen people talking about getting a green screen setup when you're spending 200 quid on just the lights. Group. So let's flip across to the game. I want the wireless headset, wireless ED tracker. That's my next goal, because this cable is driving me bloody crazy. And I still class this green screen idea, the banner that Garzini, it's actually Garzini's idea initially. Do that on my head. It's an ED tracker, which doesn't mean Elite Dangerous Tracker. It means I don't know what it stands for. Actually, that's a good point. It maybe actually does stand for ED, for Elite Dangerous Tracker, to be honest. But yeah, we've got a wireless one. And if anybody on the stream wants to donate some money to the cause, then I am intending on upgrading using the donations to the stream will be specifically targeted towards getting an ED tracker that's wireless, and then I can get up and wander about. I actually think it's a method of tracking Ed Lewis. I don't think it's anything to do with head tracking at all. I think there's something else that's controlling that. I think the ED tracker is literally just tracking Ed Lewis. Okay, so what we're doing tonight then? I have no idea. Stephen Curry, woo! Is it? Oh crap. And I've not said happy birthday or anything to him. What a bastard I am. Okay, so as I said, I have no idea what to do this evening. One of the things I was thinking about doing was continuing on the road to riches. And the other thing I was thinking about doing was I honestly don't know. The only thing I can think of doing is Road to Riches. I've done the Thargoid hunt and I really don't want to be doing that again. I've had a look at the INRA bases. I don't know if anything's changed in regards to INRA bases because I've not been keeping up with stuff at all. Because I've honestly been off computer and offline more than anything else for the last week or so. So I don't even know if anything's different. So again, as was the case 2 weeks ago, I'm open to suggestions, dudes. Anything else you can think I can do, or should I just head back on the road to riches and do some gubbins up there? New Thargoid ship. What's this? I'm gonna set the music on. New Thargoid ship, eh? Yum yum yum. The Basilisk. Interesting. I've just said, Sparrowbuck, I've not been on. I've been offline for the last week or so. If this is something that's been found over the last 7 days, I have no idea. I've not even been on the Facebook groups that often. I've just been on Facebook to sort of post, I'm ill, I'm not well, I'm not good. Now I do remember reading something on Twitter as I was scrolling through stuff about 64 Thargons. Is that what it was? The Basilisk can launch 64 Thargons. Oh, is it the red thing, the new one? The big red thing that was everyone was creaming over. Ooh, fast. Well, the sovereignty actually did something. That might be why I've seen it then. Because I know I've got the sovereignty on my Twitter, so it may have been part of their stream, part of their thread that was going through. I bet it's bugged. Is there a video of it? Has DJ saved the video? Oh well, congratulations guys. Well done. That's some good shit right there. Kudos. Right, I've decided I'm doing Road to Riches. DJ and Malik have it as a VOD. What, on their streams? On their Twitch pages. And you've got your view on YouTube. Okay. I'm going to say one of them. Oh, well, that means watching Obsidian's vids. Yeah, go on then, dude. That'd be great. Then I can, I can just go to their own streams. Right, I'll save that to a notepad file and have a look at that later on. Unless anybody wants to look at it now. Chicken dips! Hello! Right, that's fine. Cool. I'll have a look at them later on then. Right. Where's my Road to Riches thing? Wow, I've done quite a lot of these. Right. Oh, I've not fired up voice attack, have I? Is Orion going to behave? I bloody doubt it. He never does. Cloth-eared bugger that he is these days. "19 jump." Gemma Johnson! Gemma Jones? What the fuck am I talking about? Advanced Discovery Scanner. Frame Shift Wake Scanner. Oh yeah, I remember why I've got one of them. Raise landing gear. Raise landing gear. Has he even started? Raise landing gear. Raise landing gear. Alright, so what shield do I need to buy to make my microphone listen to me properly? Raise landing gear. Raise landing gear. Raise landing gear. Oi. Raise landing gear. There we go. Speaking of Cleo, anybody see the finale of Red Dwarf last week? Oh, I don't think I put the game sounds on yet. Bloody haven't, look. What a donut. Ah, no spoilers, Daddy Huggy said. We're not allowed to talk about it now. Bloody hell. That's not really a spoiler, so we should be okay. Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
Oh, yeah, the back to reality was a bit shit.
Reporting. What do you require?
But I have to admit, Series 10 was okay. They did a little bit of repair on the damage. Season 11 was really good. But I think this season, apart from one howler of a shit episode, was actually really, really good.
If you wish.
I mean, I enjoyed most of the episodes. The one where they were on the ship of people who had their ability to argue removed, I think that was absolutely dire. Which particular one, Dave? I'm using about 6. Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Stellar cartography. Just think of all those places, those far unreachable, unable to comply, the uncharted areas of space.
It had the Monkey's Tea Butler. Monkeys. What? Dave, I have no idea what you're talking about. No, but I agree, Daddy Hoggy. Danny Dunjules is not aging. Oh, the series. You're talking about voice packs. I'm not sure what you're talking about now. I know that Red Dwarf had Johnny Vegas in it for an episode, which was dire. Poor man was wasted, he'll never work again.
Disengaging cruise. Exiting now. Super cruise drive disengaging.
What are you doing?
Verity is formulating a response. Please wait.
What the hell, man? I didn't say anything. You stupid machine. So what Dave's Kraits just proved to us now is it's not. He could have blamed his autocorrect there and come out looking a bit better than he did. Now he just looks like an idiot who can't type. My AI has given me the shit. Give me attitude, left, right and centre. Jump.
Jumping.
When I'm eating, my was looking at his crotch. That was such a lovely crotch though. Indeed, Dave's crafting. That's what keeps you around. That's why we like having you here.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Fine, I won't disturb you again.
On one of your thrusters. Interesting. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
That link that just popped up in chat, if you would be so kind at some point, you don't have to, I'm just saying, if you think you're enjoying what you see and you think it's worth it, donate a couple of quid. It'll move me towards getting a wireless one of these. Why did that drop me so far away from the start? That was a bit weird. Jump.
Engaging jump.
I'll be back in a second. Ow.
Unable to comply.
Why? I'll kick your ass in a minute if you don't shut up. Jump.
Jumping.
Yes, it's the microphone. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
I'm sorry.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Stand by, scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Why have I got that ring on my screen? Jump.
Engaging jump. Afterburners engaged.
Scan the system.
Completing system scan, stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Alright, what does this semicircle above the... what does this arc above my dot mean? I've never seen that until today. What does it indicate? Is it pointing something out to me? Jump.
Jumping. Drive deactivated.
Jump.
Frame shift drive engaging.
Ah.
Frame shift drive disengaging.
Got ya. Jump.
Engaging jump drive. Disengaging supercruise.
Right, why does it keep trying to think I'm saying drop? most inconvenient. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Okay, my throat is starting to hurt a bit now, so that's why I've not been saying much the last few minutes. Scan the system.
Stand by, scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Oh wow, Dave's Craft and Honey, thank you for the follows. I missed them on the screen, sorry about that. Jump.
Jumping.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Okay. Scan the system.
Stand by, scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Open system map.
System map.
So where's it dumped me then? Close system map.
Closing map.
This is a new thing, being dumped somewhere that isn't actually near a star. That's bizarre. That's twice now. That could be it. They do seem to be kind of equidistant from each other, from where I've jumped, from where I've popped in. But this is a new behaviour. New thing for binary systems. Ah, that would explain it. Thank you, Tony. Tony West 1. That music went quite well with that because it was slightly creepy. Interesting. I almost feel like making a side route to Hutton now to try to test that out. Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
Not only close binders. Makes sense.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Oh, come on, John. As a writer, you should know the correct use of the word right. There's an ED right, R-I-T-E, as in ceremony, process, not right as in direction. That's
Statistics.
so disappointed in you. Jump.
Jumping.
No, no one will believe you. Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Afterburners maxing engines.
I never said anything. So clanging a can on the desk says boost apparently. Apart from when I want it to. Jump.
Jumping.
Scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Stand by. Scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Ha ha. Jump.
Engaging jump.
Here, hang on a minute. Someone a little while ago asked me about the RPG, whether I got the new proofing, the colour corrected one. And yes, I did. I spent a bit of time, I spent a fair amount of time actually trying to get the colour balance right. And I actually changed all of the ship graphics and the majority of the interpage graphics to try and resolve the problems with the shading. And the new copy of the book turned up and it looks amazing. It really does look good. In fact, you know what? It looks so amazing, I'm going to show you it. Because it looks really good. He says trying to find where he's put the damn thing. We'll drag it out now, hope it doesn't, nothing falls around. Is this the right one? Yeah. Okay. I'll keep us flying in a straight line. And I'll flip to a different OBS screen for the time being. I'll do. Oh, there it is. That's the new colour balanced copy, which is much, much clearer if it focuses than it was before. The graphics are a much deeper black and are much nicer to look at on screen and on the page. There's the inside, how it looks. So crisp and so clear. The only problem with it is if you look on the bottom, you can probably see it on the screen actually. You see that band? Well, it's got a stripe across the bottom there. You can see it's got a little bit of hazing on it there because it's slightly green in colour. That's across every single page, and that's actually they've actually found out it's actually a physical problem with the printer. So they're having to actually get the printer repaired because of me. I'm so proud. So proud. I also changed the planet graphics. These galaxy map stuff. System maps for the Gazetteer, because they weren't as clear as they could be. They weren't actually a decent background colour, and the text was a bit too small. So I bumped the text up to 9 point, which is as high as I could go and still actually make it fit in the gaps it had, and it has made it look a lot nicer. I also fixed a few issues, because like a complete dipstick, I'd left a few artifacts. So when I was making the labels, obviously I copy the label and move it to another place, and while I was getting to a certain point I was making multiple copies of the label, and then just dropping them around so that I could use them. And I left some of them lying around. So there's some of the images, if you look in the PDFs you've maybe got, look at some of the, I think it's the Galcop sector stuff. There's little bits that say grave, 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 grave. That's me leaving artifacts around on the image. But it's okay, I'll be updating the PDF anyway. What I'll do is I'll see if I can drag the other copy out. I'll give you a comparison of the two side by side, which does look, it gives you the idea how different it is. That also is the customer laminating on the cover. Now I was concerned that the lamination of the cover was absolutely shit. It wasn't sticking properly, it didn't look very good at all, and I thought it was horrible. So I told them that, and they said that's not the one we used. So told them off for that. Says if I'm going to evaluate this for the final customer use, then I don't know. So there you go, there's the two copies side by side. You look how much deeper that black is on that cover. I mean, is that not a hell of a lot of difference? I mean, look how different. I mean, I've increased the colour levels quite a lot, and I've increased the contrast, and there's some major stuff on there I'm actually really pleased with. I missed that, whatever that thing was. I mean, it's just, I mean, you look at the two of them together and there's absolutely no contest. This is the thing that made me actually go and redo it. because the contrast there is amazing. I mean, that you've got such a red shift on there, such an orange hint to it, which was basically because of the fact that it was a screenshot from the game that I had processed but not really colour balanced properly. So once I colour balanced it and made it true black, it worked fine. I mean, the contrast is amazing now on the final, on the third proof, and it's just lovely, absolutely lovely. And the lamination on that cover, I mean, look at that. I mean, that is absolutely stunning. You can't really see it well because of it's reflecting the green light from the green screen, so it's actually green screening itself. But I mean, that is a very, very nice laminate. That was the right way up, doesn't it? Very nice laminate. It looks lovely, and it's very crisp and very clear, and absolutely gorgeous. Whereas the laminating on that has actually made the cover bend, and that was like that when it arrived, by the way, that bending cover. And obviously the clarity on the back is nowhere near as good. I mean, that contrast on that bottom bit is horrendously bad. So it is looking very, very good. Very, very good indeed. So yeah, the only problem, as I say, that green band at the bottom was the main thing. Blackjack Snow, shut up and play. Shh. To put it politely, fuck you. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about what I want to talk about, mate. It's my stream. Unless you put a smiley face in it to show that you're kidding, I'm going to take you seriously and ban you. Yeah, we're okay. The cropping at the top was sorted. Essentially, what I said to them was to create another millimetre around, so that it covered up the gaps. So essentially, it was another 2 millimetres all round, which made sure it would fill up the 1 millimetre gap that they had left at the top, which was the widest part. So that's all sorted. I mean, every issue has been sorted apart from that banding thing at the bottom. And one of the there was that green band, and there was also some striping of the blacks at the bottom that you could see on every colour this time, and it was a recurrence of the problem that happened with the first proof copy that they did me. Jump.
Frame shift drive engaging.
And it's something to do with the lens, and they've had to replace the lens for the bottom sector of that printer. So it's a very complicated printer. It's not just an average laserjet. And they've had to remove and replace the developer box. I can't remember what they called it. In case you don't know, Blackjack, so the reason I'm talking about a book is because I've written and published an RPG based on Elite Dangerous. And what I'm talking about is the actual efforts to try and get it published as a hard copy rather than the ebook that it's currently been released in. So, yeah. This stream will always contain some elements of my RPG work because it is very closely linked to my efforts in Elite Dangerous as well, and is one of the reasons why I am so involved in this game and play it. So I apologise for nothing. Nothing, I tell you. Jump. Jump! Oh God. Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
No worries, Blackjack Snow. But by all means, take a look at the RPG if you like your Elite Dangerous and you like your Elite Dangerous stories. It's certainly a lovely place to go and have a look. If one of you lovely guys could pop the link into the chat for him, that would be great. Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
That's not the link, bloody Nightbot. Everyone else seems to have it set up as a shortcut, and I don't even know if I've done it myself. It would seem not. There you go.
Pressurizing.
Thank you, guys.
Landing gear. Commander, you now have the con.
Shut up. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
This is our final destination at last. What we're looking for in terms of stuff. A1. Scan the system.
Stand by. Scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Open system map. Open system map. A1. Close system map.
System cartography.
Give up. Seriously, give up. So this is the first planet on Road to Riches that I'll have scanned in the Python, which was bought using profits from Road to Riches. How cool is that? Seriously? That's pretty cool. And that's all thanks to you guys in chat for watching. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Not you, stupid woman. Oh, look at that. Alright, next planet. Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Close galaxy map.
Closing map.
Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
answer that question for you, Blackjack Snow, but it seems Garzini's beat me to it. Thank you for the follow, Bootneck Marine. Quite sure what that name means, but there you go, it's fine. Sounds quite violent to me. Justice PS, hello. Good afternoon, or in my case, good evening. I take it you're not in the UK. Jump. Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Throat's definitely starting to go. Oh dearie me. What's the dollar diff? There isn't one. Essentially what you're doing is you're scanning lucrative and high cost worlds. Oh, if you do it twice or reset back. None! As far as I'm aware, you always get the same amount of money for it, no matter what you do. West Coast North America. Well, hello there! California! Or thereabouts.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
So essentially what you're doing on the road to riches, Blackjack Snow, is you are scanning the high profit worlds, which are the terraformable water worlds, earth-like worlds, and high metal content, I think. And for some reason, in a lot of the systems around the core, a lot of these sort of intermediate distance systems, it doesn't change to be an explode, and so far it hasn't actually done that. It hasn't actually updated them to say that they have been exploded and that you can't get any money off them yet. So I'm not sure whether that's a problem with the game, or a potential bug, or if it's a feature of the game, or it's the way it's meant to work, I don't know. But it does seem it's a very lucrative thing to do, and there's about 3 or 4 different routes you can take depending on where you start. And I'm using the one that was posted on Reddit as the updated Road to Riches. Couldn't tell the link right away. Anyone that calls themselves Royal Bootneck or Bootneck Marine means that person serves the Royal Marines. Pleasure to know you, sir. Pleasure for you to have you in the chat. Are you using Singularity? No, I am not using a Singularity. What is Singularity? Where am I going? That's a good question to ask. Planet 5. Open system map. Open system map.
System cartography.
Singularity. No, I don't think I am. This is the multi-pack thing that was put together by someone in the very early days. Hang on. Nope, don't know who did it. It's called Elite Multicrew, and it was put together by one of the chaps that was working on HCS stuff. Planet 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Closed system map.
Closing
I think
map.
Singularity was kind of built on the same idea. Jump.
Jumping.
No. Numpty. system map.
System map.
Close system map.
Closing map.
I know our RVO2. I'm very much waiting for that myself. I think, to be honest, the new ships, I'm really looking forward to the Krait. I was just going to say I'm not that fussed, but I've just remembered one of them is the Krait, and I've been waiting for the Krait since day one. The Krait is was number 3 on my list of stuff that I wanted in the game, because there was 1, space legs, 2, atmospheric landings on atmospheric planets, planetary landing on atmospheric planets, sorry, and then the Krait. And now we've got the Krait. I'm very happy, very happy, very happy indeed. The Chieftain, is it? Not overly fussed about. I'm not a big fan of the big ships. I mean, because I can't buy the bloody things. Not wealthy enough. But yeah, the Krait I'm looking forward to, and the more dynamic planets. I'm hoping it's going to be much more dynamic than it currently is, more than anything else, because that's. The colours are all fine and good, but if they're using the same idea but then using it on multiple planets that look identical, then it's just going to be as bad as what it is now. But if they're doing it so it's dynamic and it actually has a meaning to it, like each colour will denote what's on that planet. Like for example, if you have yellow streaks on a planet, it's possibly got sulphur, which will help with things like mining or surface mining, that kind of stuff, which would make me a very happy bunny. Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Close galaxy map.
Closing map.
You see, the thing is, I did enjoy the Krait in the original game, Daddy Huggy. But I don't think the Krait in this game is going to be the same. I think what's happened is it's very much a case that the Krait and the Imperial Courier have kind of been swapped in role. Because the Imperial Courier in the original game, in Frontier, Elite 2 and then First Encounters, was kind of a larger ship. It was more of a medium range, medium spec cargo vessel, or multi-purpose cargo vessel. And it's been dumped down to a little more than basically a Viper sized thing, so basically a heavy fighter in this game. The Krait, I think, has gone the other way because it was a very small fighter, smaller than the Sidewinder, some people would say, in the original game. But in this game, it's going to be bumped up to something along the lines of a medium or a small or medium freighter by the look of it. But it does look awesome, and I am looking forward to it. And I will buy it anyway, just like I bought a Courier. Did I buy a Courier? No, I didn't buy a Courier. Can't buy a Courier because I have no Imperial rank. Jump.
Jumping.
Weep Hats, thank you for the follow.
Scan the system if you
that
wish.
Comment you've made there. Have you not seen it, John? It's big. It's a big old piece of poo. Kurama, hello there. 6 Wolf Radiant stars in the galaxy map. Really? Is that significant? If it's a conversation we've had before, mate, I'm sorry, but I don't remember. Hang on.
Comms.
Hang on. Not the best quality video, I'm afraid. I apologise for that. There we go. Scale, in terms of scale, you can get an idea of the scale of the thing from the front view. If I pause that there, that area at the front, I can't highlight it for you because obviously I don't have a mouse I can point with. But that front section there with the cannons on each side, that's the cockpit. And you can look at the size of the tables in there. Yeah, well. Elite Dangerous RPG's got Elite Dangerous in the name, hasn't it? I missed the trick there, obviously. Marketing, I went for my own name. But yeah, I mean, you look at that, it's a pretty big ship. It's got multiple seats, so it is a multi-crew ship as well by the look of it. And I'm looking at, I would say, at least 3 seats there. So it's going to be I think it's going to be roughly Python size, maybe. Yeah, cockpit placement is probably the lowest I've seen. It's actually under the main. It's actually the only one I've seen so far that's under the centre line of the hull by the look of it. So the entire cockpit itself looks like it's going to have a fairly good view. I'm looking, it does evoke the Vulture slightly as well. I think it's going to be, yes, I think it's going to have at least one fighter bay. And I think somebody pointed out that there was an angle at the back that potentially shows you it could have fighter capability. I mean, that cargo ramp at the bottom is very large. To the very bottom centre line of the ship, that you've got what looks like a hatch. That could be a fighter launch bay. So it looks like it's going to be a fairly big ship. And you look at the rear angle on it. Sorry for the blurriness again. There we go. You've got fairly meaty engines on the back of that, so it's looking like it's going to be a big ship. But yeah, I mean, looking at the cockpit, I mean, you've got an idea of scale there. I think it's going to roughly be, I mean, I don't know, ASP maybe? Just looking at the way that front cockpit looks. That centre cockpit there, there's your seat. Is that looking roughly like an ASP size? I mean, it's a pretty big. Whatever it's going to be scaled to, it's going to be a fairly big one. Because I mean, that is a huge. That is a big cockpit with 3 seats in it. Big weapons there. That I don't know if it's concept art or if it's the final model. But I'd love to see how these retract, because there doesn't seem to be a place for them to retract into. And I'm not sure about what's happening with these side pods. Are these antennae or whatever? Cobra, I think it's going to be bigger than a Cobra. Because I mean, that scale that to a Cobra, I think a Cobra would come to about halfway up the hull. I think it's going to be asp sized, you know. That bit at the bottom could take a fighter bay, definitely. I would definitely say it's going to be fighter bay. Because I mean, as I said, if I spin back around again, that bit on the centre line is a huge hatch, and that's more of a fighter bay hatch than it is a vehicle hatch. So I think that's going to be a fighter bay. So at least one fighter bay in there. Yeah, I'd definitely agree with that, Marco Polo. I'd definitely say it's going to be at least asp sized, given that cockpit size. I would actually say, yeah, maybe closer to Python, I would say, because I mean the expanse of that area, the expanse of that cockpit,
Afterburners.
essentially going, you've got 3 cockpits in there, or 3 seats in that cockpit. So that's it's pretty spacious bridge, put it that way. That looks huge, but then the scale of the seat looks like it's roughly asp sized, and then you've got a fairly large amount of space towards the back. So I think it's going to be a big beast. I mean, that is a huge hatch at the bottom. That hatch is immense. So I think you could be right. It could be more than one. It could be more than one there, actually. I don't know how fighter bays really actually work. So that's the asp. I mean, one of the images on my thing has the asp on it as well. But yeah, it's got massive engines on it. So it's given the amount of engines it's going to have some kick to it, I'm going to say. That'd be my main thing. It looks like it's got some moving parts there as well. If you look at the centre line there, you've got some bits that are retracted into a gap. So I think it's going to be bigger than asp, John. Yeah, I mean it looks huge. Thank you very much. However, I think it's going to be agile, given the size of engines it's got. I'm not seeing thrusters on there, so I don't have a scale. That would be the easy way to tell the scale, be see if you can see the thrusters on there. But I can't see any visible thrusters at all on that model. So I've got a feeling they've left the thruster models off there to have a look and see, so that no one can really see how big it really is. But going by the guns on the front, depending on what class of weapon they are, they're looking either large weapons. I don't know. See, I don't know. I can't tell the scale of those weapons or what they're actually meant to be as far as the classes. So this is the longest I've actually sat down at a computer for about a week and a half. I am actually in a lot of pain. Ow. But yeah, that's it's a big ship. It's a big old ship. So there you go. Yeah, potentially. I don't know. I honestly don't know. So interesting. Has anyone ever heard of Freelancer Mostly Harmless? just going to pop something on the screen. Again. I'm going to kill the music for a second as well. Part of me wants to say, John, do these models look familiar? I'm sure I've seen these before. I'm sure a very popular Elite clone somewhere has very similar models to this. Looks like it, Marco Polo, yeah. So I was thinking, a lot of them look very, very similar to Griff's models. That one especially. That of Federlands looks, yes it is, it's a user model. I've only just found it, I'm looking at it myself. So we've got some ships. So I'll look back and see what else there is. I'm quite fascinated by this.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1. This is, you are cleared for launch. Good luck out there.
Stop shooting me and re-verify your target.
Defensive grid. Activate all targets.
Interesting. Well, that was Freelancer, mostly harmless. If anybody's up for a bit of exploration on that one. There's the mod if anybody wants it. So that's pretty interesting. Jump. Jump. So yeah, the Krait. Yeah, looking forward to the Krait. I am actually quite looking forward to the Krait. That was a bit of a diversion there, wasn't it? I'm going to be finishing up shortly because I'm going to start finishing at roughly 10 o'clock on these streams from now on. And then officially back over to DJ Truthsayer, who comes back online at 10 after his after the Sovereignty staff meeting. Scan the system. Scan the system. Target. System map. Boost. Scan the system. Scan the system.
Stand by, scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Didn't he? He was on DJ's TeamSpeak earlier on when I was just spying on him. I don't know why he's not streamed today. Maybe he was tired, maybe he slept, maybe he was ill. Maybe he spent the day dead. Open galaxy map. Open system map. Jesus. A5. 5. Close system map.
System map.
There we go. Voice activated. Osmos Extreme. Have you not heard of HCS voice packs? Just a VR version. No, it's not. I'm using an ED tracker, which is this little box you see on top of my head. It's literally just a little box that tracks your movements and translates that onto the screen. It's not VR in any way, shape or form. It's just head tracking, that's all, but it's very good. The voice activation is Voice Attack, an application that you can download for your PC, along with HCS voice packs, which are a set of all-star packs or voice commands and responses that you can plug into your game of Elite Dangerous. Only for PC, I'm afraid, so if you're a console gamer, then unfortunately you can't use them yet. I don't know what plans they have, if any, to go to the console, because obviously it relies on Voice Attack. HCS voice packs relies on Voice Attack, which is a PC-only application. You can map to key. Yeah, you can map it to key shortcuts. You can map it to joystick commands, mouse buttons, Anything you want, you can select it from a drop down list of options, or you can press or click the option you want and it will map it automatically. It's a very, very powerful bit of kit. It even has a command within it that you can ask it to grab your key bindings from Elite Dangerous and map them into the game, and map them into Voice Attack as well, which is very, 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 very good. System map.
Closing map.
Close system map.
System cartography.
System map. System map.
Closing map.
Cool. Tell them Selezen sent you, and they'll give me absolutely no kickbacks or cuts at all. But yes, hcsvoicepacks.com. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, I'll get you an address. There you go. Enjoy! There are loads and loads and loads of things on there. There's voice packs by the famous people of the world, including William Shatner, Brent Spiner, Tom Baker, Paul Darrow, Hattie Hayridge, Norman Lovett, Brian Blessed, John Delancey. Good lord! Do I absolutely need the head turning? No, you don't need the head turning thing at all. No, 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 no. All this is, it's just mapping it to the head look functionality. So all it does is act as it acts as a joystick. So where on a normal joystick you'll have your little hat controller for moving things around. Instead of using that as your head look, you can use the head tracker to do it. So you don't need that to play. Have you played the game before, dude? You said you're just playing it and bought a Type 9, Type 7. But no, you don't need the head turning thing at all. If you don't want to use head tracking at all, then just do what you want to do. Loop of shame. First one of the night, just before I ended for the night. Typical. Jason G how has your stream been for you this evening? It's been quite nice. It's good to be back after missing a week. My throat has actually managed to live through it, which I'm quite surprised about. I've done okay. I would agree with that, Marco Polo. I have Elite Dangerous on the PS4 as well, and it's difficult. I just can't get the hang of it. I don't know. Open System Console. Open Console. I don't think there is a System Console on the PC version. Open System Map.
System map.
Close System Map.
Closing map.
Oh. Open left panel. Close left panel. Request docking permission.
Seeking permissions.
Well, the first version of the ED tracker was 25 quid to buy built, and I bought it from Easy Tiger. Easy Tiger. Yeah, that was the first version that came out. I got for 25 quid. Built from them when it first came out. Bought from Fantasticon, I believe, or Lavecon, one of the two. And the second one I got was, I think, 50 quid? 45, 50 quid I think. And this is the one I'm wearing now. But the wireless one that's just out is 70 quid, and I want it. And I will have it if people donate to the stream, as that link that's just gone up says. I'm glad you popped in, Osmos. Ow. I'm glad you popped in.
Unable to
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've killed myself.
Module offline.
Take care of yourself. Thank you for in. And preemptively thank you for the follow. Oh, dear me. If you have any trouble with it, mate, give me a ring. Pop into stream or something and give me a shout. I'm on every Monday night. Unless I say otherwise. Follow me on Twitter as well if you want updates on when I'm coming on and when I'm not coming on. All the links for that stuff should be kicking about somewhere. HD Selezen on Twitter, and that's where I usually post my notifications that I'm going to be streaming or not. So every Monday, I'm going to assume that bleepy noise is Osmos Extreme's follow. So thank you for the follow, mate. I hope you enjoy the game, or I hope you enjoy the new toys to go with the game. Right, system map. System map.
System cartography.
Find me a landable planet. I am setting it down for the evening. There's one. Closed system map.
Closing map.
That's the one. Why would you want to do that, Irvi?
Yes.
Okay. Smacked a beluga. Of all the things to smack, you couldn't have smacked a viper, or a dolphin, or a cheese block. Right, well I'm going to call this a night tonight, guys. I'm going to pop it down on the surface of this here planet here, and then I'm going to call it a night. I will be telling everyone to fuck off to DJ Truthsayer's channel again, which is probably where some of you came from in the first place. If you haven't already done so, then drop over there. It's I'll pop a link in the chat. There is a raid command now, isn't there, as well? He is. He's offline at the moment, but he says he's coming back on at 10 o'clock, and it's just gone 10, so it basically means that his meeting has probably run a little bit over. Is it !raid and then DJ Truthsayer's link? Or just his name? Oh, dark.
Awaiting further instructions.
Okay, scary. I eclipsed myself. That was quite cool.
Accessing database.
Affirmative, Dark. Kaon. These are particles that carry
Shut
a
up.
quantum property.
Ah, is that how it works? Just if anybody in chat or in the viewing millions there is not aware of Malik VR, he's a very, very good streamer. He does exclusively VR, so exclusively Oculus Rift, but he does a hell of a lot of stuff about what's going on in the actual in the game itself. So he goes through all the elite lore and all the Thargoid findings and Inra findings and all the technology behind what to do with them. So if you get any questions about Elite, then Malik's the man to ask as far as in-game stuff. Obviously, Irvi is very aware of Mr. Malik. That is probably the best, the absolute best avatar I've ever seen on anything ever in my life. Because every time I see that avatar, I piss myself laughing. Every bloody time. I'll stick this on the edge of a crater. Put it in the crater? No, because then you won't get half the nice stuff on the surface. I want to stick it on the edge of the crater. It might be flat enough to take the ship. Or maybe not.
Unable to comply.
Deploy landing gear.
The landing gear is down and locked. Look at that, what a landing. Amazing. So there we go. It's another fun-filled evening all done. It's my pleasure, Garzini, anytime, as long as I have the time. Here's my lovely python. I still can't go where I've got a python. Taking God knows how long to get this python, and now I've got it and I love it. I love it to little bits. It's great. Krait. The Krait! It's beautiful. Beautiful.
beautiful. So yes, head off to DJ Truthsayer stream now then, guys, and I'll be calling it a night for this evening. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Those of you who say you have, I'm glad you have. If DJ is not on yet, he will be at some point, because he does come on usually every other weekend, every other Monday. At 10 o'clock after his staff meeting with the Sovereignty. So hopefully he should be on soon. Is that how it works? I don't know how it works. Anyway, so that's that. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Have a good week, and I'll catch you next Monday. All the best. Fly safe.